So, this is mostly being recorded because this is most likely going to get fixed very, very quickly. This is patch 5.31, and they more or less just introduced flying in the Realm Reborn zones, which was a very nice thing. I don't think there's anyone complaining about this in particular. Right. So, what I found just yesterday, because I had a friend who was just doing his peace tribes, so I decided, let me just fly around and see if I can find anything. And I found this. Um, as you can see, there's a hole in the ground here. Like you can kind of see where there's just a triangle. I'm guessing that they completely forgot about patching this up when they remade all the zones to support flying. But you can fly into this. As you can see, we're now into it. If you fly forward a bit, you land on nothing. And we're inside of the landscape. And Yoshida is literally rolling around in his sleep. However, if you keep walking in this direction, so you just, you fall. You land on the ocean. We're not going to equip our mount because it's going to take forever otherwise. So the big thing here is that, well, we can see everything from below us. And right now, this doesn't differ too much from the old Eastern Noscea out of bounds that was patched. But it will, trust me. So just keep running in this direction. So basically towards the Ugamaro mines, except you're under it. And there we go. There are some invisible walls, just try to break them. But eventually, you should find yourself, find yourself out here, and you're free to do whatever the fuck you want. And we are going to have a blast just exploring. We're gonna go in this direction first. This place has a surprising amount of detail in it, and you have to be careful with where you go here. If you go too far, so you go outside of the map, your character will get stuck. That's not the greatest thing in the universe to happen. But yeah, as long as you fly under the ground, you more or less won't be affected by anything. So as you can see, there are some actual landscape down here. If we like zoom out the map, I'll show you how it looks in a bit. Obviously, this looks terrible, right? And we have some broken geometry. Nothing has collision because you're not supposed to be down here. Uh, yeah, so let's fly up a bit. And as you can see, there's a fog filter now. And now you can't even see that it looks like ass down there. And if we fly up, we can actually see that there's ground here that you can land on for some reason. Yeah, let's go down a little bit. We'll just go south. We have Ferris Sirius over there, which would be all the way in Western Noscea, I believe it is. Let's head over there. So right now you can see on the map we are very far away from Upper Noscea. I mean outer. We're in Upper Noscea right now, actually. And there's just a lot of detail here that you wouldn't really see normally. Like this model of Pharaoh Sirius, which is possibly the most crusty thing you'll ever see, but it's endearing to see this thing. How low poly it is, and how it's just kind of haphazardly placed in the general direction of where it's supposed to be. Yeah, so you can kind of see like Upper La Masia here, which is an actual zone in the game, as you know. And the only thing that's different is that there are no NPCs or objects or anything. There's just the terrain. So the kind of village that's supposed to be here isn't here. The Memorune's fishing thing that's supposed to be, I think it's here. I think it ain't here. Yeah, you can fly through the water and just land on the ground. By the way. Yeah, of course now if you actually go to Upper Noscea, you will be able to fly around here. You don't have to take the ferry anymore. So I guess you're not with the magic in that sense. But what I think is really cool here is all the detail. Now this detail kinda makes sense. I mean the zone is right over there. That's Camp Outlook, where we started. But we have all of these fucking obviously pretty low poly and broken, but this is really fucking far away. You can't really make out a lot of detail in this distance. So it's very surprising to see that the models aren't all low poly. Now, obviously, they've definitely taken some liberties around here, but they just kind of taken all of these buildings here and put them around here just so that people, when they stand over there, specifically when they stand on this edge here, I believe, so that people can actually see that. Oh yeah, Camp Browns Lake is actually here. But the stuff that kind of doesn't make sense is the fact that the entirety of this zone was kept intact. I understand this main part of Upper La Masia here being intact just so that people can see that the world is kind of connected. But this part doesn't make sense. Like, why is this part still here? And most importantly, why does this stuff have collision? And why can't you land on it when you can't even land here in the normal zone? That that doesn't make sense. Like the normal zone doesn't let you land on things out of bounds, but here they're like, nah dude, just do it. It's fine. But yeah, as you can see, it's specifically only all of Upper La Noscea. As soon as Upper La Noscea ends, you can see that they, like, nah, there's nothing here. Which makes sense. There's no way in hell that you can even see this far back. Like, you have the Aetheryte crystal over there. So, I mean, technically, I guess you could maybe see all the way out here, but things don't have to be detailed as they are. That they just are, I guess. Because I really wanted to tell that this world was connected. In any case, here we have this super low, super low poly crystal formation. Uh, it's always very endearing to see this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, you can definitely see them. Like Ferris, Sirius, and this, you can see easily from Camp Outlook. So it makes sense that these are low poly. It just doesn't make sense that the rest of the map isn't low poly. Now that makes sense, you know, the cutting of the wall and making it look terrible if you're looking from this direction, but you're not supposed to look at it from over here. Oh, a flying Pisa mountain and some water. Cool. Right, let's go over to the Ugamaro mines. Alright. You can kind of see where you're supposed to, what you're supposed to be able to see. Like over there, that's an actual area where you can. I just zoned into the Ugamaro mines. But yeah, over there's an actual area, so it makes sense that this place is somewhat detailed. Yeah, now we're actually in the Ugamaro mines. I'm gonna be pretty careful here, because I don't want my nameplate to appear. Wait, there are some random, like, walls that they place here. Just pitch black walls, I'm guessing to give the feeling of, hey, you're inside a cave. Which I think is kind of interesting, how they built this place. It looks like garbage when you're looking at it from this angle, but I mean, you're not supposed to ever do that. Oh yeah, the barrier. Um, the only way to get into the area again is to, if you don't want to teleport, that is to simply go underneath it and then just go up. But yeah, while you're not in the zone and you're given flight, you can actually just free fly wherever you want. Uh, this means you can go all the way down there, and you will eventually land on ground. Yes, it'll be like, oh yeah, the zone's ending over here. You can do the same thing with just flying as far up as you possibly can. But yeah, that's more or less the out of bounds I found in Outer Noscea. There's no like weird out of bounds like stuff that isn't supposed to be here, or any fascinating things like in the Eastern Noscea one, where you could straight up just find the instanced area for ninja, the ninja house. But I think it's just fascinating in how much detail went into this place. To kind of sell the idea that you can see a massive part of La Noscea while you're over there. And I find that really cool.